They liked the balance that they had in race.
Casey Kane, we congratulate him, his third career pole.
It's all three Hendrick Motorsports in the front.
There's a few movers and shakers out there.
To victory lane is Joey Logano.
Get the inside line on who's fast and who's last before setting your NASCAR fantasy race team this weekend. This is the Inside Line on MRN.com, presented by Hercules Tires. Now, here are your fantasy experts, Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
It's Fantasy Friday on MRN.com as the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series is heading to Texas. And thank goodness we're not wearing costumes this week because Halloween is finally over, thank goodness. This is the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show. He's Robbie Mays.
Although some people look better in their costumes.
Tyler Burnett, yes.
We match. What's up with this?
Well, you decided to take after what I was going to wear today, apparently. Yeah.
This is a great start to the show.
We're here to help you set your fantasy lineup as we do each and every week. Hopefully you took our advice last week because we had a good week. Not trying to brag or anything, but, well, he didn't. But, yeah. Anyways, Rubes.
This is a great show.
Let's briefly discuss Martinsville.
By the way, before we get there, happy birthday.
To me?
Yeah.
My birthday's July 14th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had the same birthday today.
I guess it's his birthday.
It is.
So happy birthday to
nice
Robbie
to
Mays.
Martinsville.
Anyways, we don't care. Wild, chaotic. What else did you think of Martinsville?
Crazy. The end of that race, I was standing on pit road watching it play out, and I was amazed at some of the things that happened. First of all, great racing between Brad, Chase, Denny was up there. You know, that was a great race. Just take everything out of it. It was a great race, probably one of the best races of the year. And it's heartbreak for Chase Elliott, who probably should have at least 2 wins right now, Dover and last Sunday at Martinsville Speedway. So I think going to Texas this weekend, you're going to see some things kind of carry over, but not really. But I would be afraid if my name was Denny Hamlin going forward the next 3 weeks.
Probably. I feel like it was exactly what the doctor ordered. I think we needed racing like that.
Sure.
In the playoffs. I thought it was outstanding. There were 2 surprises, though, on the fantasy front to me. The first surprise was how good Chase was. He led a lot of laps towards the end of the race. He finished 3rd in the spring. We told you last week we felt like he was going to be pretty good, top 5 car, but I think he was going to lead that many laps, to be honest. But anyways, it didn't pan out for him with fantasy points because of the deal with Denny. The second biggest surprise I had leaving there was A.J. Allmendinger. I mean, massive. He hurt a lot of my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say hurt. I mean, I guess I finished, decently with all of my lineups and the contests I was in. But the majority of everyone had A.J. Allmendinger because of where he started, right?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at AJ.
So you're saying you didn't have him?
I didn't have him. Some of the things he's been doing this year just scared me, even at a great track like Martinsville, where he's had success in the past. I didn't have him on my team. I had Brad. I had Kyle. So I got some laps led from those guys. But
that's good.
Yeah, AJ. I didn't get hurt by AJ like you did.
Coming up on the show today, Alex Hayden will join us after unthawing from his pit road post.
Dude, let me tell you something. You weren't there on Sunday, but it was cold in Martinsville, Virginia on Sunday.
I was in the mountains, so it was even colder.
It was cold in Martinsville.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't have as much padding anymore, so.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He's good. He's of course was on the Motor Racing Network broadcast on pit road. I don't believe he's not going to Texas.
No.
Because we have a truck race
right.
And the truck team's going. However, he will be in Phoenix and in Homestead. We'll talk about the playoff run. I'll likely get hit by a rock today, which I occasionally do. We'll play Sideswipe. That's all coming your way on this edition of the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show presented by Hercules Tires.
If it's time to replace your vehicle's headlights, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts See Better, Drive Safer sale for a twin pack of Sylvania Silver Star Ultra headlights and get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. See farther and more clearly with Silver Star headlights at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's almost Busch o'clock. A time for relaxing and unwinding with a crisp, cold Busch beer. It's the most refreshing time of the day. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Busch. Crisp, cold Busch. Enjoy responsibly. Busch Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
MRN's Throwback Thursday, the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Richard Petty comes to the outside of Benny Parsons, and ladies and gentlemen, it will be Richard Petty victorious in the STP Dodge.
Listen Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on MRN.com or the MRN app.
And Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona 500.
On demand in the MRN.com Media Center or on iTunes and Google Play.
Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500 and the Winston Noble $5 million bonus.
Throwback Thursday on MRN.com.
Yay or nay, go or stay. It's time for the inside line to sideswipe the competition. Here's Robbie and Tyler.
Our favorite game of the week.
Our
favorite game of the week.
Second favorite game of the week.
Sideswipe, the dating game that Robbie picks girls that he would like to.
I'm not very good at this game, as I'm not very good at that game either. So.
Yeah, but we use it for fantasy purposes, and that's swiping left or swiping right on drivers we like this weekend. Daryl Smith is our producer. Daryl, what do we got here?
All right, let's start with Jimmy Johnson.
Do you want to take Yeah, you take him. You take him.
No. I'm giving you. No.
All right, I'll make my case first, all right? I just don't know about Jimmy Johnson. And here's why I'm saying this. I have been getting blasted on Twitter because the Jimmy Johnson fans think I'm being harsh about him.
You are.
Dude, let's just go over the numbers. His finishes on mile-and-a-half racetracks since his win in Texas. Okay, he won at Texas in the spring. We'll give him that.
Yeah.
Since then, 24th, 17th, 40th, 12th, 8th, 7th, and 11th. All right? No top fives in there. No top threes. Do I think he's going to lead laps this weekend? I do not. However, he could. I mean, it's Jimmy Johnson. He could do anything.
Right.
I'm off the 48 bandwagon this week. However, he's a great value pick in DraftKings if he continues to qualify poorly. He's been qualifying very poorly.
Correct.
He qualified poorly at Martinsville. He was a value pick in DraftKings. If he qualifies bad again in Texas, I will buy it for DraftKings, and other Yahoo allocation like that. But in NASCAR Fantasy Live, he is not worth the price because he's not going to lead laps.
He's not going to lead a lot of laps. I think he has the ability.
I'm swiping left.
If you're in a league where passing points are more important than laps led, then Jimmy Johnson absolutely has to be in your team this weekend. The last 10 races at Texas Motor Speedway, 6 wins in the last 10 races. He's won the fall race here a bunch of times. There you see his stats up on the screen. 7 wins, 15 top 5s, 21 top 10s, 1,041 laps led, most in Texas Motor Speedway track history. I'm disagreeing with you respectfully this weekend, sir. I say the 48 is a good pick, and I'm going to think about starting him.
This is a brand new racetrack. I mean, yes, he won on it in the spring, but the track is completely, changed. The surface has changed. Everything's changed about this racetrack. Jimmy Johnson, he was good in the fall. I personally don't think he was the best car. He started 24th. It was strategy. They won the race. I think there's better options in the top 3 of your NASCAR Fantasy Live picks, in my opinion.
Well, he started 24th officially, but he started that race at the rear of the field.
That kicked off a great discussion right there. Now what do we got next?
All right.
Let's look at Joey Logano.
Joey Logano. Okay, so that's going to be my pick. Here's the thing about Joey Logano. Yeah, he's been running better the last handful of races. Ever since the playoffs started, I felt like he's improved significantly, which is ironic because he didn't make the playoffs. But his mile-and-a-halfs this year have not been good. I'm going to just go quickly with this. I'm swiping no on Joey Logano. I think that team right now is not as good as their teammate Brad Keselowski. Certainly not as good as a bunch of other teams. I don't think he's going to lead any laps this weekend. He may get a top 10, but I don't think he's worth the price of admission. Swiping no on the 22.
Started 4th, finished 3rd in the spring. He led 38 laps. That's Joey Logano. I agree with you. I don't think their mile-and-a-half program is as good as it was in the spring. All right, my pick.
What do you think of Kevin Harvick?
I like Kevin Harvick a lot. He started on the pole, finished 4th in the spring. He led 77 laps, but I think their mile-and-a-half program is better now than it was then. You look at his last 4 starts at mile-and-a-half racetracks, 8th, 3rd, 9th. I think Kevin Harvick is probably in the top 3 tier. You look at Truex, you look at Kyle Busch, you look at Kevin Harvick. I think those 3 are going to be probably the best cars this weekend. I'm swiping right on Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin Harvick. He's never won here at Texas Motor Speedway, finished 2nd a couple of times, but he's been top 10 in the last, 6 races at Texas, and he was 4th in the springtime. I agree with you on Kevin Harvick.
All right, who's next?
Jamie McMurray.
Jamie McMurray. I went ahead and wrote down on my piece of paper here, I'm swiping no on Jamie McMurray. Both of the Ganassi cars, and I know Jamie McMurray has a good average finish here, one of the top 10 average finishes at Texas Motor Speedway in the last 10 races. But right now, they're not good, and they finished 4th at Charlotte. I thought they were onto something. Then they crashed at Talladega. He had struggles at Kansas, missed the round of 8. Both he and Kyle Larson are not good right now. I'm swiping no on Jamie McMurray.
I can get on board with him as long as he qualifies somewhere around 20th to 25th, and that's it.
But they've been qualifying good. They've been qualifying very strong recently. But
I disagree with you on
racing.
Larson, though. I mean, I don't know if we have Larson coming up, but I think Larson's going to be good this weekend. He started 32nd and finished 2nd in the spring. He's good at mile-and-a-half racetracks. I think if he unloads with speed, this weekend, I think Kyle Larson could be a good pick. All right, who's our next one?
Let's do Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
He's got a target on his back.
Sure does.
He started 17th in the spring and finished 25th. His mile-and-a-halves haven't been all that great. I think his teammate's better, Kyle Busch. I think Matt Kenseth is better than Denny Hamlin this weekend at Texas. His numbers at Texas, where he again, like I said, he finished 25th in the spring. I'm going to swipe no on Denny Hamlin. I think there are better Toyotas. I personally think Eric Jones is going to be better than Denny Hamlin this weekend. I think there's better Toyotas. I think there's better picks at the top for how much he costs.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you on Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
4th, 6th, 5th, 7th, his last 4 races. But top 5 finishes in the last 5 races on mile-and-a-half racetracks, which is the longest streak of his career.
Okay.
Even though he's going to have a big old target on his back this weekend, I'm going to disagree with you on Denny Hamlin. I think he's a good choice this weekend.
All right. So if he starts 3rd, you're going to start him.
If he starts 3rd, I'm not going to start him. If he starts 10th to 15th, I'll think about it.
All right.
Who's my last one?
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott. All right. Well, Chase Elliott is probably going to get the award for 2nd most popular driver here in 2017. I like Chase Elliott. I'm swiping right on him. He's got, top 10s in all 3 starts at Texas Motor Speedway. Won his first career Xfinity race here back in 2014. Went on to win the championship that year. This team's hot right now, and he's the best car that Rick Hendrick has on the track each and every week. I think he's going to have an opportunity to get up there and maybe lead a few laps, but not many. But I think Chase is going to be – stop shaking your head. I think he's a good choice this weekend.
I am not shaking my head. Unfortunately, I do agree with you on this one.
Good.
I actually like Chase a lot this weekend. I mentioned the top 3 tier. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Kevin Harvick this weekend. If you want a contrarian pick, Chase Elliott is the pick. His last 4 starts at mile-and-a-half racetracks, 4th, 2nd, 2nd, 3rd. That's the best, besides Martin Truex Jr., of course. He was 9th in the spring. Before that, he was 4th and 5th. I think they are a top 5 car this weekend. I potentially think the reason why I shook my head is I think they can lead laps this weekend. Like I said, the best contrarian pick on the docket here, and he has a chip on his shoulder from Martinsville. They feel like they got robbed.
And they're 26 points behind the cutoff line right now, so they got to go out there and do a lot of work on Sunday.
Got to win.
Yep.
They have to win one of these next 2 races, I think. And Texas, in my opinion, is their best shot to win. All right.
Agreed.
Emojis. What do we got here? Cow. Is that what that is?
Is that a cow? A bull.
Who bulls their way through the field?
Chase Elliott. I think he's going to be he's gotten knocked out of the way the last couple of weeks for wins. I think he's going to knock some people out of the way this weekend for a win.
I think Truex. I think Truex continues his resume of one of the best seasons we've seen in a long time at mile-and-a-half racetracks. I think he's going to be the guy to beat this weekend, in my opinion. All right, next one. Horse.
Of course. I'll pass. Give that one to you first.
What? Let's just say it's like a bucking bronco or something like that. I think Ryan Blaney could be an intriguing one. He was fastest in Texas in the spring, in my opinion, the best car.
Oh, he's the best car. Stage strategy did them in.
Yeah, he led at 148 laps.
Yeah.
I think they're good again this weekend. Ryan Blaney's my pick.
I don't think Blaney's as good now as he was in the springtime. I'm going to disagree with you.
I disagree.
Truex, because he's going to be leading the way because the horse leads the way.
We saw in Kansas, Ryan Blaney was good in Kansas in the spring. We go back in the fall, he started 40th, finished 2nd. He was great at Kansas. I think he's going to do the same thing at Texas. All right, coming up, Alex Hayden. He's probably going to disagree with everything we just said.
Yep.
Alex Hayden is next on the Inside Line.
Today Toyota's featured NASCAR fan is Dr. Tom Pierce.
So, Dr. Tom, what's your claim to fame?
Well, due to all of Toyota's NASCAR wins last year, I wrote thousands of doctor's notes for fans for overexcitement hypertension, a condition that requires a day off work to rest.
Sounds like a responsible doctor.
Doctor? I'm not a real doctor, bro. Would a doctor get a guy off work for overexcitement about the new Camry? Because I did.
Let's go NASCAR fans.
Toyota, let's go places. To learn more, visit toyotaracing.com. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
It's almost the most refreshing time of the day, Busch O'Clock, a time for relaxing and unwinding with friends and family over a crisp, cold Busch beer. Busch's roots are in racing, but whether you're enjoying the race or going fishing, nothing is better when it's time to relax with a crisp, cold Busch. It's Busch O'Clock, so grab a six-pack of Busch beer for the cooler, start the grill, and relax. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Busch Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's talk more fantasy racing on the Inside Line. Here's Robbie and Tyler.
Good discussion in the last segment about who to start this weekend. Let's ask this guy now. He's on the line, Alex Hayden of the Motor Racing Network. He's done unthawing, I assume, from Martinsville, Alex?
The action on the track, if I could use the bad cliche, was hot. But yeah, it was cold, but and you know what? I'm okay with cold weather, but I like to ease into it. I don't like to go 75 to 38. That's no fun.
I was looking for like a mama bear temperature, and went from daddy bear to baby bear, and somewhere in the middle. Alex looked like the kid from Christmas Story who couldn't put his arms down the entire day. It was funny.
You know, Robbie and I on pit road all day and into the night with the same thing. We'd run into each other, and it's like, I'm freezing. I'm just freezing. Yeah. And we're both kind of halfway shivering, and it was ridiculous.
But at the end of the night, we saw a heck of a finish. If you're a Kyle Busch fan, if you're a Chase Elliott fan, you might not have liked it very much. Both of those guys have been strong at Texas over the last few years. Alex, Kyle Busch or Chase Elliott, who are those? If you're a limited number of picks, talk about those guys this weekend. What do you think they might do at Texas?
I like Kyle Busch. I think you have to like Kyle Busch. I think you have to like Martin Truex Jr. there. You know, it's at this point of the year, and all of these teams that are in the top, let's say 6, 7, 8 spots in the point standings, they're there for a reason. Especially at this time of the year. If you don't know that those guys are going to be good, there's a problem. You're new to the sport, and we welcome you, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about it. But Truex, it's a 1.5 mile track, and he's 1.5 mile Martin, for crying out loud. That team's got something figured out on those intermediate tracks. I got to like his choices or chances, and the choice of car that Adam Stevens is going to bring to the track this weekend for Kyle Busch, I think, is paramount. Kyle Busch can wheel a race car, no question about it, and he's one of the best when there's pressure on the line.
And it's funny that Kyle Busch is the first one to get locked into the Final Four at Homestead, because it wasn't 2 or 3 weeks ago where he had the trouble at Charlotte, he had the trouble at Talladega. He barely squeaked into the round of 8 by having a strong finish at Kansas. I'm more surprised that he's the first one locked in. I figured Truex would have been the first one to lock himself in.
Well, and you know, it's funny because there's a lot of people like that are surprised Kyle was the first locked in. I'm not necessarily surprised because it's Kyle Busch. I mean, for crying out loud, he's one of the most resilient, one of the best bounce-back drivers, and as a race team as a whole, that 18 group has been fantastic. I think the unsung hero right now for Kyle Busch's success here in the playoffs is his pit crew, because a lot of people aren't talking about it. When they started the playoffs, going into race 1 of the playoffs, Joe Gibbs Racing made a pit crew swap from the 19 team over to the 18 and back and forth. So Kyle Busch's pit crew that he had all the regular season is now on Suarez's car, and Suarez's pit crew that he had all season started the playoffs and continue to be with Kyle Busch. I think that pit crew is spectacular. And by the way, little side note, Trey Birkland, the jack man for Kyle Busch's team, former quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. Just put that in your back pocket.
Robbie, you made no sense right there. Like, you thought that Truex would have been locked in first. He is not good at Martinsville. They finished second, and Cole Pern and them were celebrating like they won.
There have been a lot of tracks this year where he has been better than what he has been historically.
They finished second, and they felt like they stole a second-place finish this weekend.
All right, we talked about Toyotas. Let's talk about some Fords. Last segment, we mentioned Ryan Blaney. We mentioned Kevin Harvick. Brad Keselowski has shown some speed recently. Which of the Fords, Alex, do you think is going to be the best option this weekend?
Yes, any of them.
Okay.
Any of those three. And all you got to look at the numbers. And I'm not a big number guy when it comes to history in NASCAR because, let's face it, the technology changes. The rules packages change year to year to year. So it's kind of hard to go back and look at what they did in years gone by. But as a driver, when you look at a driver, they just seem to like a racetrack better than others. For instance, last week at Martinsville, you tended to take Jimmy Johnson, even though he basically stunk it up, and that team just didn't have a good race. But still, Johnson and Hamlin at Martinsville, they're kind of locked. So when you look at Texas, some drivers just adapt to Texas. And I know the track's been slightly reconfigured with the banking and whatnot, so it's a little bit different. But Keselowski runs well there. Harvick runs well there. And I'm on the Blaney bandwagon.
Me too.
I think Ryan Blaney can drive just about any style of racetrack that we go to. He's good on the restrictor plates. He's good on the intermediates. He's clearly good on the intermediates. He won at Pocono. He's showed us he's good at Martinsville on the short tracks, beating and banging. So why not Blaney?
I'm on that plan as well. I think Blaney's going to be better than Keselowski and Logano this weekend. I'm not sure he's going to be better than Harvick. He went from 40th to 2nd in Kansas, and he led the most laps in Texas the last time we were there. However, the guy who visited Victory Lane, he did it for the 7th time. That was Jimmy Johnson. What do you think of Jimmy Johnson this weekend? I will tell you this, if this means anything. Robbie's on the plan of Jimmy Johnson this weekend. I am off the plan of Jimmy Johnson this weekend. What do you think?
I will bail off of that boat as well and swim for shore. I think the world of Jimmy Johnson, Chad Knaus, Ron Malik, that entire race team, they're fantastic. Obviously, they're 7-time champions. But I'm not on that bandwagon, and it's not because they've lost a little mojo. I just simply think Hendrick Motorsports as a whole is just a tick off right now. So, no, I'm not going to buy into the Johnson this weekend.
Okay, I like that you agree with me. However, the last statement you made, I'm on the Chase Elliott plan this weekend. His last 4 starts at mile-and-a-half racetracks, 4th, 2nd, and 3rd. I kind of like Chase Elliott this weekend, especially with the chip on his shoulder after you feel like he got robbed last weekend.
I like the chip on the shoulder attitude. He's got an opportunity right now to bounce back. And this is where we're going to find out what Chase Elliott's made of. And I still believe that as a whole, Hendrick Motorsports is just a tick off. I'm not saying they're slow, just a fraction off right now. So that's just in the race cars. But when you have a driver that's highly motivated like a Chase Elliott, then that can make up for it. However, sometimes in professional sports, you have this opportunity coming off an adversity. You either rise to the occasion and go further north, or you kind of crumble just a bit because the wind was taken out of your sails. I'm not going to start Chase Elliott this weekend because I'm not sure about Chase Elliott.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's ask who you are going to pick as your winner for Sunday's AAA Texas 500.
It's going to be an outside guy. I think Matt Kenseth wins this race. I really do. Kenseth has been sneaky fast. He's been good. He's had bad luck. That's all it's been, is bad luck. He's well overdue. Nobody knows what his future is. I like Matt Kenseth at Texas.
All right. Matt Kenseth.
All right.
That's an intriguing pick.
It is.
You left a lot of guys on the table there for me, Alex. I'll tell you that. To pick from, because Matt Kenseth wasn't going to be in my top 5 of picks. All right, man.
I'm a giver.
Have fun. What are you doing this weekend since you're not working?
I don't know. Other than Saturday, I'll be in Raleigh, Clemson, North Carolina State College football at Carter Finley Stadium. So I'm looking forward to 2 top 20 teams going after it. And obviously, Clemson's in the first playoff ranking. So it'll be a good one. So Clemson and NC State football Saturday. Other than that, I'm going to be a complete bum watching racing.
Go Wolfpack. That's
yeah,
all
let's
I can say.
hope NC State wins.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, I know Donald Culver's over here, one of our producers. He's not very happy about that. But
bonus points, Robbie, if you howl right now for the Wolfpack.
Oh!
Attaboy.
Alex Hayden, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks, gang.
See you, buddy.
Alex Hayden with his picks.
Of course,
Kenseth would be way out there, I think.
I don't know about that. I know what you're going to say, that you were on the Matt Kenseth
You've been on the bandwagon for 6 weeks.
I'm not anymore.
Whatever.
I've been off it for a while.
All right.
Let's go to break.
We'll come back under the rock next on the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show.
O'Reilly.
Restore lost fuel economy and eliminate rough idle with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get 1 free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's almost Busch O'Clock. A time for relaxing and unwinding with a crisp, cold Busch beer. It's the most refreshing time of the day. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Busch. Crisp, cold Busch. Enjoy responsibly. Busch Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Being there matters, and your United States Navy protects and defends America on the world's oceans. Around the globe, around the clock, Navy ships, submarines, aircraft, and, most importantly, tens of thousands of America's finest young men and women are ready to defend America when piracy threatens global commerce, when disaster strikes, or when called upon by the Commander-in-Chief. Your Navy is there. When it comes to protecting and defending America, being there matters, and America's Navy is already there.
Let's talk more fantasy racing on the Inside Line. Once again, here's Frick and Frack.
Welcome back to the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show presented by Hercules Tires. You know, in the last segment we talked about NC State and Clemson. I'm worried about South Carolina beating Georgia, #1 ranked tomorrow.
Yeah, you should be worried.
I hope you get hit with this rock. Under a rock or Tyler, let's do it.
Do you live your life up under a rock? Or are you Tyler Burnett?
We've only got 2 more episodes of this year of the show after this one, and I'm gonna miss that jingle in the off season.
I'm not.
All right, so we're going to Texas. This is Texas themed.
Oh no.
This is screen grab of some characters from a television show.
Oh.
Name anything
Some old
about
show
this.
I've never seen
So,
in my life.
Anything. Donald, Daryl, let's cue it up. Let's play under rock or Tyler.
Wow. Wow. All right, y'all made a big mistake this week.
Oh, did we?
To be honest, this is probably my favorite show.
Oh, did we?
Bonanza.
Say that again.
Bonanza.
Say that again.
But what is it? Bonanza, whatever. That's the Cartwright family. They live on the Ponderosa. That was on Nickelodeon when I was younger. That's a great show. Oh, yes.
What was that about?
Pernell Whitaker. All the Cartwrights. Big Hoss Cartwright. Yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Bring it to chicken.
That was a big one. Oh, man. See, this is ridiculous. Like, you try to think you're pulling up the ramps here on something hard.
There is a mole in this building, and they are giving you answers.
Oh, Rango Fowler, the fantasy foul. Bring him on.
You are cheating.
No, I'm not.
You're cheating.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. There's no way that you knew who that was.
Chase
Stop it.
Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Jones, Cole Witt, Ryan Blaney. I like. That's okay.
That's
Blaney,
a good team. Yeah.
Chase, Truex, Jones. His winner's Truex, Toyota. I think Ranko might have a good shot this week.
That's pretty good.
Who's your winner?
Wow. All right. You know what? I've been on this bandwagon for a while now. I'm going to say the 24 wins. He gets the win, and we can all stop talking about when is he going to win. And he locks himself into the round of 4, the championship 4, and one of my predictions comes true.
Alex picked the 20, right?
Yes. For some inexplicable
You picked
reason.
the 24. I was actually going to try to do that, but now he's not going to win because you picked him.
Correct.
I will take. I'll take the 18 if you guys are going to leave him for me.
All right.
I was thinking 18 or 4, but I'll go back to the well here again this week, and I'll go 18.
I think either of those options could be good. Honestly, I think any of our choices other than Matt Kenseth is going to be a good option this weekend. No offense, no offense to Alex or Matt or anybody associated with the 20 team, but I don't think he's going to have a chance to win.
All right. Just your final thoughts. What do you got here?
Well, tonight we got truck racing from Texas, the Jag Metals 350 tonight at 7:30. Enjoy that. It's going to be a fun one. I think this weekend you're going to see status quo. Some of the drivers that we've seen run up front for the mile-and-a-half racetracks the majority of the season, I think you're going to see those guys back there again on Sunday afternoon. This track has worn very well this year since it was reconfigured and repaved back in the winter. So I think you're going to see the 78, 18, all those guys up front.
All right, we'll see what happens in Texas. Next week we go to Phoenix.
For the penultimate race of the season.
Then we'll go to Homestead. Thanks for listening, or thanks for watching the Inside Line of Fantasy Racing Show. Talk to you next week.
You've been listening to the Inside Line, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Friday on MRN.com or the MRN app. The Inside Line is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. The Inside Line is a production of the Motor Racing Network.